Hey there, Adam. I have never been a creator. I've always been a destroyer. I've been taking apart anything I can get my hands on since I was 5 years old. I destroyed my father's entire collection of power tools because I wanted a spring out of one of them. What were some of your favorite things to just disassemble and tear apart when you were starting to find out how much you truly enjoyed everything you do?
Oh, VHS machines. There is so much magic inside a VHS machine for a 12-year-old. And now they're probably they're giving them away, right? I mean, there's that big chrome ring made of aluminum that's weighs a lot, and there's motors and gears. I mean, the thing is that you say you're a destroyer, but if you keep taking stuff apart, eventually you begrudgingly learn how they go back together. Right? And the secret to fixing almost everything is simply to take it apart and put it back together. Yep, that fixes 90% of the things in my life. And then I seem like I'm really smart, and I didn't do anything.
I'll actually comment because it's actually a very, very good question. You are making sort of a joke about it, but taking things apart is an amazing education. My greatest enjoyment when I was younger was taking apart mechanical cash registers.
Oh.
Anyone that hasn't, I strongly recommend you try and find one. Obviously, they're an early form of mechanical computer, and therefore they're entirely operated off bell cranks, driver rods, shafts, etc. And I did a television commercial once where we had to replicate, we plagiarized the opening scenes of Blade Runner that goes across the city with the big fire stacks burning. The whole miniature before we reached the main buildings was built out of the insides of mechanical cash registers because their profiles made the most extraordinary cityscape of interesting science fiction buildings.
That's awesome.
So mechanical cash registers are the bomb.
I also, which is a funny joke because the first mechanical computer
You blew up?
was called the bomb.
Oh, okay, well, there you go.
Right? Turing's first machine was called a bomb, B-O-M-B-E. One other thing about taking stuff apart, Robert Piercing in Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance made a recommendation about repairing his BMW motorcycle that I've followed ever since I read it, which is as you're taking parts out of something like a carburetor where there's all these different screws and nuts and bolts, draw a rough picture of the shape of the carburetor and put the bolts where they go. Oh, man. Life is so much easier when you do that.
Right.
Because that means you can actually go have dinner and come back and everything's the way you left it. You don't have a sandwich wipe of the information, which can happen if you're not paying attention. Thank you for that.